Hey loves, I'm back with another YouTube video, and today I have another watch me work for you guys, and I also wanted to answer a few questions regarding press-ons. So I'm first cutting the nails in half, and I don't like to cut too much just in case my client has longer nail beds. And right after I'm finished cutting them, I'm going to use my 80 grit file and go against the edge. So here I did already have my nail tips glued down, and like I said, before applying my nail tips, I did go over the free edge with an 80 grit file. So I'm using a no C-curve Coffin nail tips, and honestly with these nail tips you do not have to file the sidewalls at all. I actually started using these nail tips on my clients, and I literally straighten out the bottom and blend the nail tip in with the natural nail, and that's just about it. I will say that if you lay the acrylic a certain way on these nail tips, you can come out with a real funny looking nail. So I would say practice before you decide to switch over and use them on your clients. Because the first 3 times I used them on my clients, I hated them. Like, I really did not like them, and I have regretted using them and buying so many packs. But after I got like the hang of it, practicing on my practice hand and stuff like that, it was much easier. You just have to make sure that you're covering the entire nail as you're laying your acrylic down. And the sidewalls. Y'all can't be missing the acrylic on the sidewalls neither. So these acrylic press-ons are actually for me, and guys, when you're making your press-ons with acrylic, you'll want to go up one size so that they don't shrink and they're not able to fit your client's fingernails. So first, I'm using this pretty green color, and I'm not going to say the name because I always feel like I pronounce it wrong, but I'm going to leave it down below, and I also have a code for the site. So you guys see how I'm going back and forth from the sides, and I'm making sure that that acrylic is getting on the side walls, the entire nail, very evenly, because I don't want to lay this acrylic funny. I really wish I would have showed you guys what it looks like if you mess up while you're doing this, because it started looking wonky and then you got to fix it. So that's why I was just going as slow as I can and making sure that I'm covering the entire nail. I am not going to cap this nail in clear. I'm actually only going to cap the nails in clear if I have to, like if it's ombre or if it's any type of encapsulated glitters. And I'm not capping this in clear because I want these nails to be thin. I do not want thick, bulky press-on nails. And I don't feel like my last ones were thick, but I definitely have felt like they could have been a lot slimmer. Therefore, that's why I'm only going to cap and clear if I need to. And when I do cap and clear, I'm not going to use too much clear acrylic. I feel like I talk so much, but I know y'all don't got no problem. So next I'm applying some of my glitter acrylic, and I honestly could have been a little lighter on applying the glitter acrylic. I don't know why I was doing it as if it was colored, but I am going to lightly cap this nail in clear afterwards. So I did want to thank you guys because I had so many press-on orders, I could barely keep up with them. I definitely think it's a great extra source of income. So if you guys are interested in making press-ons, girl, you better start. I'm sorry if I sound stuffy. It's like 90 degrees in my house, but y'all remember that you want to apply the acrylic very thin, and of course if you apply this very smoothly, you really won't have to do too much filing afterwards, but you don't want to make the nails too thick just in case your client has to readjust the size. So of course you don't want it to be too thick for them to file, or you don't want them to file it and it just look funny around the edges. So once again, y'all see how I'm pulling that acrylic down on each side very slowly, making sure that I'm covering from side wall to side wall. So if your nail bead is starting to dry a little too fast, you can use the body of your brush to apply a little bit of pressure as you're bringing the acrylic bead down. And there was a little missing spot on my nail, so I'm just taking a small bead and I'm gonna blend it upwards. Also, since we're all here, I want to know, how do you guys go about firing a client? I've actually only did that once when it comes to actually like telling them you can no longer come, kinda, but of course I've had to block people and stuff like that due to like no shows and stuff. But not even that, like someone that you've already taken and that you just no longer want to service. I just want to know down below how y'all go about that. The first time I did that, I just sent her a text message after she was texting me. I'll probably tell you guys that story a little later down the line, but it really wasn't that serious. But it's a story to tell, I can say that. So I really did just want to know, like, what do you guys do in that situation if there is a client that you no longer wish to take? Next, I'll be doing a tri ombre nail, and remember that you want to apply this acrylic thin so that we could later cap it in clear. And as I'm pulling this acrylic down, I'm going from the side wall to the middle to the side wall, and I'm just going to continue to do that until the acrylic gets to the very bottom of the nail. So next, I'm applying my second color, and remember that you never want to work with a dry brush. So every once in a while, you'll see me go right back into my monomer and lightly wipe my brush on the paper towel. Lastly, I'm applying my third color, and I know y'all tired of me using this nude. I know it's okay. I got some Valentino cover colors on the way because it was just that time for a new a new color to ombre. Like, this has been the only color that I've used for French tip, ombre, all of that since I've started doing nails. Like, once I met the Mia Secret Covered Pink, it was no going back. Also, it was a little spot that didn't blend well, so I just went in with a small bead and blended it upwards and downwards. And when you're doing this, whenever you're trying to fix, why am I screaming? But when you're doing this, whenever you're trying to fix any corrections, always use a dry bead because you want that bead to stay in its place. And you also don't want to wipe off whatever it is that you're trying to fix. Here, I was gonna do a plain green nail, but I had changed my mind and decided to do a marble nail because I never do marble. I just realized that. Here, I had realized I used way too much green, so I ended up just wiping it off the nail and redoing this. But as you're doing your marble nail, you do want to make sure that your acrylic is a little wet so that you're able to move the design around, of course, but it doesn't have to be dripping off of the nail. So I'm really just placing a bead of each color next to each other, and I'm going to use the tip of my brush to create my design and swirl the acrylic around. So the main question I kept getting about the press-on nails were pretty much regarding sizes, like what should you do, and that's why I was making this set to do like a practice test so I could also tell you guys about it. So another nail tech, Tips by Taylor, I'm going to leave her Instagram down below, had pretty much told me that I need to go up a size and, allow my clients to file them down if needed. So that's pretty much what I did with these press-on nails, and I'm of course going to show you guys what they looked like when they were on my nails because that just made so much sense. Because I would rather them be too big than too small, but of course you can also send sizing kits. But the thing with that is you gotta wait for them to get them, and you gotta hope by the time that they get there that they still want the nails, depending on how much they pay for shipping and stuff like that. Or if you include shipping, and then you can also make a bunch of press-ons, all different sizes. But no, I'm not doing that. So that's why I just have them measure their finger, and of course I'll leave a video down below. I personally don't have a video, but I'll probably put one up there in the future. So this time I actually did use my drill because last time I did not. And I'm pretty much just debulking around the cuticle area because of course they're press-ons, but you still don't want them to be too thick in that area. So I'm going over this very lightly, and my settings on the drill is pretty low. I can't tell you guys like the speed of the drill because there's no numbers on my drill. Also, how do you guys go about clients requesting things that you've never done before? Not things that you cannot do, but things that you've never done before. Like, you know you probably can do it, but you haven't. Normally, I decline because I don't like trying new things out on people. It's really not my thing. I would prefer to practice it on, like, my practice hand a few times, or maybe, like, a display stick a few times, but never on someone. I don't like doing that. I had a situation like that before where my client wanted almond nails, and I was telling her that I've never, did it before, and she just believed that I could. And I'm sitting there like, if I can't, what are we gonna do? So I did it anyway, and they came out pretty, but it's really not something I would do again. Like, I felt like I was going crazy because I just really wanted her nails to come out how she wanted them, and it's really not. I already knew I didn't do that, but whatever. I really wasn't tripping about it. It was something new, and now that I know I could do it, I could offer it. But it was nerve-wracking. I was just super nervous about how they were gonna come out in the end. And I just wanted to know, do you guys still like to try new things out on your clients, or do you decline? Because 10 times out of 10 I decline. But that time I was just like, you know what, why not? So after a while, I did kind of start to get tired of using the drill, so I just started using my 80 grit hand file again. And I honestly prefer to use a hand file anyway, so right now I'm just going over the nail using my hand file. And of course, after shaping the side walls as well as underneath the nail, I'm going to use my buffer to smoothen out any scratches. So now I'm doing the designs, and I already added my crystals to the thumbs, and I'm actually using the Priosa crystals, and I believe I said that correct. Now if I did not, let me know. And of course, I'm gonna do 3D flowers. That's literally like my specialty. Like, I think it's amazing. Anyway, so I do have a more detailed 3D flower video. I've been getting a lot of DMs regarding 3D flowers. I do have a video about how I did multiple flowers. So if you guys are interested, I will link that down below. So when I'm doing my 3D flowers, I try my best not to use the same designs over and over again. And you guys probably noticed that on my page. I try to do many different types of 3D flowers using the same technique. Now see, you have to pay attention to the detail. I used the light blue for the flower because the light blue's in the middle of the nail. So I just already knew it was going to be nice on top of the nude and it was going to be nice on top of the green. But I didn't want to add too many flowers onto this nail because I was going to be extra on some other nails. So before I actually started charging for the press-ons, I did ask multiple nail techs how much do they charge, and for the most part people were saying that they charge just about the same price as a regular full set, because of course you can keep these press-on nails pretty much forever if you keep up with them, and you're still using not as much product, but you're still using a decent amount of product, so of course you still want to make your profit. So I was selling my press-ons, like let's say for example my extra long freestyle press-ons, like the crazy stuff I'll be posting on my YouTube. If they wanted that type of stuff on their press-on set, it would be between like 70 and 75, and that's for me. A lot of people would do 100, 120. I've seen some higher prices for press-ons, but since I was just starting, I really wasn't too comfortable with charging people as much, and y'all know I like to perfect something before I put a price on it. Next, for my crystals, I'll be using my Zule Nail Bling glue, and I do not recommend this glue for large charms, kawaii charms, anything of that nature, because I've always had them pop off when they were too big. So I only recommend this glue for like the small, like these type of stones, like the regular rhinestones, regular Swarovskis. Like some of the larger ones are okay, but anything that's real heavy I don't like to use this glue for. And I like to use diamond gel, and I'm gonna link that down below as well. I just feel like it holds better, and I might just start using it for all my gems. But I still love the Zule Bling glue. Like, it's still a great glue. I just don't really like to use it for my large stones. And I actually did use it later on in this video with the large gold charm that I'm gonna link down below as well, and it did end up popping off. So here I'm actually doing some line work. Y'all know I never do that. But I'm using some gel from Not Polished. It's their control gel, I believe it is. I do have a Not Polished code. I'm going to leave it down below for you guys. And I will be trying their acrylic soon because I've heard so many good things about it. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Y'all, I was like sweating doing this nail, but I did already paint this nail in a matte top coat and I let it cure for 60 seconds before going back in with my control gel, simply because I don't want to later have to put polish on top of it knowing that I'm about to put some glitter on this. So once this is finished, I will be pouring some raw white glitter on top of this. And I actually got this glitter from Amazon, and after I'm gonna let it cure for 60 seconds. So now I'm adding these cute gold 3D butterflies, and this is another thing that I recommend diamond gel for. I really wouldn't use my regular bling glue on this. I did that because I was being lazy, and these were my nails. But if these are for someone else, the diamond gel, that's it. At least if you're gonna use this glue for larger stones or charms like this, I would recommend just using a lot of glue because a little bit is not gonna hold it as well as the diamond gel, but like I said, it's still a great glue. That's honestly what I get though for being lazy, because I did not feel like turning around to get my just lazy. So this is all that I have for you guys today, and I will be showing you guys the final look as well as what they looked like on my hands, because y'all, they looked good. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I know I really only answered one question, but that was honestly the only question that I got regarding the press-on. So if there are any other questions, I'll just respond to them down below. So if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.